All right. Who do I have today? What friends do I have here today? I see Emmy, Mackenzie, Addie, Ruby, Leon, Frank, Isaac, Asa, and Ava. Okay, wonderful. Hi, Ava. We are all here today, and I think we have Asa is our teacher helper. Are you ready? Asa, are you frozen? He's frozen. Okay, I'm going to be Asa. Participate. Be respectful. Thank you for being on time. Microphone's muted. Include your name in the Zoom chat window or, yeah, the Zoom chat window where your little cute face is. And stay seated and keep your eyes on the screen where all the magic happens. Thank you. Make sure you keep your promises. We had a friend or two yesterday who forgot their promise. Please don't be that person. Please keep your promise because I want to be able to choose you for our games. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, let me let some more friends in. And we're going to move on to our weekly spotlight. Speaking of Zoom Promise Keeper, we have Miss Ava. She is going to be the one to choose our game today. I'm so excited. I know they're so happy for you. And Carter for amazingly detailed responses. And Addie for working hard, keeping up with all her work. So one more time, let me put that Nearpod in there, saying hello to everyone. And Asa, we're coming back to you. What is today? Oh, are you there? I think we've had, yesterday there was a lot of internet issue. Asa, go for it. What's today?
Today is Thursday, January 26, 2023.
Wow, that was stellar. Thank you. And now our birthday shout outs for Carter and Michael. Happy birthday. And what are we doing today? Well, I want to get started right away. So let me run through our learning target. This is our objective today. This is what we want to know. Well, wait a minute. Last week, for math, when you joined me for math last week, we practiced adding 3-digit numbers, mostly without regrouping. Remember that? We didn't have to regroup too much. Do you guys remember that? Do you remember open number lines? Raise your hand if you remember jumping on a number line to add your 100 cents. So it's good. We also use models, the flats, the tens rods, and the baby one units, the ones units, to model how to add and subtract. But mostly it was about adding without regrouping. So guess what today is? Can you infer? What do you think today is going to be about? With regrouping. We are going to regroup today. Today is going to be all about regrouping. This week, we will practice adding 3-digit numbers with regrouping. So what is regrouping? Anybody know what that is? Oh, look at the hands pop up. I saw Mackenzie and Emmy unmute and discuss. What is regrouping?
Regrouping is when you don't have enough to take away, so you have to borrow some from the next 10 or hundreds or whatever number it is.
Wow. Emmy?
Yeah, and you always have to borrow a 10. It doesn't.
Wow.
But you don't have to borrow the one.
Oh, so wait a minute. Does that sound like addition or subtraction when you have to borrow from a neighbor?
Subtraction.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. You guys did great. Can Mackenzie choose a new person?
Okay. Ava.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Ava, pick a partner. What does regrouping and addition mean?
Pick a partner first before I talk about it?
Yep.
I'm gonna pick Ruby.
Oh, Ruby. Okay, here we go. What? So they talked about borrowing, which is it is regrouping, but it's for subtraction. So how is that different from regrouping with addition? Talk about that.
Because if you have 12 tens, and that might be 120. So we take away the 100, And then we'll be left off with 20. Well, 2 10s, because that makes 20. So regrouping is, so if you had 9 and 9, you can't, if you were adding 9 and 9, that equals 18. So that you'd have to keep the 8 and carry the 1.
Carry over. Does that sound familiar, guys? Yeah, very nice, ladies. That was wonderful. I love how you discussed how to move when you have too much in one column, too much for the value of the 1s or the 10s, to regroup the extras and carry them over to the next column. Great. Guess what we're going to do? Thank you, ladies. We are going to move on to Nearpod. So I'm going to meet you over there. I have popped it in the chat a billion times, so I'll see you there in just a moment, okay? All right. Sharing. Here it is. Okay. Oh, I think you see it. Do you see it? Do you see my little monster? Thank you. Thank you. All right. Once again, our learning target. But today we understand that we're going to explore the addition of whole numbers with sums up to 1,000. Whoa. And also subtraction. But today we're mostly going to focus on addition with regrouping. And next steps, you should be able to solve word problems. Don't be scared by word problems. They're just problems with words. That's all it is. Using regrouping. Got it? Got it. Here we go. Remember to use your cube strategy for that. All right, let's just talk about this for a second. Everybody see this beautiful example? Well, stay seated because the next several slides, you're going to see some of your own work being showcased. I wonder who it is. I couldn't showcase everyone, but some of you have already gotten really good, proficient, fluent at using your strategies to add 3-digit numbers with regrouping. So how do I model? Oops, somebody's coming in. How do I model using a hundreds mat and add numbers to the hundreds place? How do I use vertical addition? Vertical, up and down, point up and down. Show me vertical, vertical, up and down. I've noticed something, guys. I've noticed that you guys know what vertical means, but I do see some misconceptions about lining up the numbers. Okay, well, we'll talk about that later. So last week we talked about open number lines and beautiful models. Today we're going to focus more on vertical equations, okay? And some models. Now, how much do you already know? Give me your first poll. Tell me what you already know about adding 3-digit numbers with regrouping. A, I know a lot about regrouping, and I can explain what regrouping is for addition and even subtraction. B, I need a little more practice. Sometimes I forget to carry. Oh, I kind of mess up every once in a while. C, help. I need more practice. I need a one-on-one. I need help. I forget to regroup. I don't know how to line up my numbers. I don't know what to start with. Oop, I gotta let a friend in. Okay. Wait, I didn't see your responses. Miss Cruz, go back. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being honest. We're waiting for Feyruz's answer to come in. And I see that some of you feel very proficient. Thank you. If you feel like you need extra help, why don't you sign up for a one-on-one session with me? I will help you. I will help you. I will help you. Okay. Now, on this next screen, when it decides to come up, it says, what do you want to know? What are you wondering about with regrouping 3-digit numbers? And I did have a question in my mind. If you can't type here, type in the chat. What do you want to know? What are you still wondering about? And what do you already know? Just type one thought in about regrouping addition. But here's mine. You ready? How can I add 5-digit numbers. No, 4-digit numbers. That's what it was. 4-digit numbers. Let's see. Mackenzie, I'm coming to eat you. Everybody has something they wonder about. Like a good scientist, math is the same way. I wonder if that, ooh, look at that. Leon, 3-digit numbers. I like how you're showing. Oh, I like that. It's kind of like a math tree. It showed, oh, don't unmute. It's like a math tree. Oh, how can I add 4-digit? Yep, she wants to know that too. I want to know how far does math go? Ooh, and where do we use math? Guess what? Everywhere. Okay, 5 more seconds. 3, 4, 3, 2, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. It is important to think about math and how we use it in everyday work. So that's what we want to make sure that we understand, that we can use math everywhere. It's everywhere. All right, moving on now. Let me let some friends in. Okay, first math showcase. Do you remember when I said I had some people to highlight? Well, you want to know why, right? Why is Miss Adeline's picture showcased? This is from 8.03, adding with models. Adding with models. And what I noticed is her place value charts. Look at those beautiful place value charts. Now, what did I want to showcase to you? Few things. The first thing I wanted to point out was that her 1s look like tiny dot circles. Her 10s look like long, tall sticks. And her 100s, those flats, they look like squares or waffles. Nice work, Miss Addie. Okay, thank you for that. Let's move on to the next one. Ruby! Ruby, I wanted to highlight Ruby's because check this out at the bottom. This model, her place value model, shows exactly her step, her thinking about how to regroup. Look at all the 10s she circled when she counted enough 10s to make 100. 100. And she circled it and then drew an arrow to show where she was carrying it to. Nice job, Ruby. Who's next? Avery. Avery, look at this. Oh, she's not here today. But what I wanted to point out to you is in the open number line we talked about last week, a different strategy. We started with the greater number. Start with the Mac Daddy number. Even if the numbers in the equation start with the smaller number, you can flip them. You can turn the numbers around, instead start with the greater number. So I wanted to show that. I also wanted to show, look at the bottom, how she kind of tilted her numbers sideways to fit them all. Remember that? Okay, next one and the last one I think we have to show, Mr. Isaac. Wow, Mr. Isaac, look at his response. He explained exactly the steps he took to add, regroup, and solve each problem. I also wanted to point out that I should be able to draw a line to separate each column. If your numbers are not lined up, I won't be able to draw a straight line. The numbers will all be in weird places. So make sure they are all lined up. Great. Awesome job, guys. Let's see who I showcase next time. All right, getting back to our lesson. This is just a 3-minute video or so about 3-digit addition. Please pay attention because you're going to be expected to do this soon.
Sure how to add 189 plus 608. Help Mike by choosing an addition problem that is the same as 189 plus 608.
Okay, before you go on, before you pick a number, before you tell me which one it is, and by the way, you can type in the chat A, B, or C. Wait! The first thing I would like to point out is this guy didn't flip the numbers. He did not flip the numbers to do 608 plus 189. Oh, well, that's okay. You can still solve it. But the other thing I want you to notice is Do you remember when we expanded and exploded the numbers to show the value of each digit? Do you remember that? So for 189, it's 189. So when you expand it, you show the true value. These answers are showing an expanded version. Okay, so we want to understand how many hundreds we're adding, how many tens we're adding, and how many ones. We're not showing the numbers 180, we're not showing 600. We're showing 6 hundreds, 8 tens, 1. So all I'm going to say before I confuse myself is, can you find the expanded equation? Oh, here comes some chats. An expanded equation that matches 189 plus 608. I want you to tell me how many hundreds, tens, and ones we are adding together. A, B, or C? Ooh, Emmy says A. Emmy says A. Let's look. Anybody else? Leon? Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Oh, tell me A, B, or C, Miss Ava. We're going to go with the first dot is A, the second dot is B, and the third dot is C. Leon says A. Okay, thank you, Leon. Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Ava says A. Frank says A. Oh my goodness, you guys are better at math than this guy is. Emmy, type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Oh, you did? Good. Mackenzie says A. Anybody else? Last chance. We're about to find out. Okay, I'm going to skip the video. And I'm going to skip it all the way till he tells us. Oh, there it is. Who got A? Who did it? You did. Why? Why is A right? Who would like to unmute and explain it? Ooh, Emmy's got her fastest hand in the West. Go for it, Emmy.
I literally do this.
I know. All right. Why is A right?
Because if you're adding 100 plus 600 and 9 ones and 8 ones, put 0 tens.
Very good. Yep. 0 tens. They kind of wrote that on the side. And which number has 0 tens? 189 or 608?
689.
That's right. There's no tens there. So they just put that there to remind themselves there's 0 tens to add to the 8 tens. Beautiful. If you got the A answer, you showed how to, just like Emmy, you showed how to expand the values of each digit and add them together using place value. Let's move on, guys. That's an important question, being able to understand the value of each digit and how you can add them together. Okay, this is really cute, I think. Is she going to talk? She's going to talk. Make her talk.
All right, let's try this problem. 458 plus 298. We're going to start on the right in our ones place. And we know that 8 plus 8 is 16. And 16 is represented as a 10 and 6 ones. So we're going to leave the ones in the ones place, and we're going to carry the 10 to the tens place. So 6 ones and 1 10.
Oh, notice she changed it to the numbers.
1 10 plus 5 tens plus 9 tens equals 15 tens. And 15 tens is the same as 100 and 5 tens. See? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
oh, please
6,
don't
7,
count them
8,
all.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
So we're going to leave the tens in the 10th place, and we're going to carry the 100. Okay, so we're leaving 5 tens down here, and we carried 100. All right, now we're going to add up.
Anybody know the final answer? Who knows the final answer? Oh, come on. I need some more new hands. Ooh, new hands. New hands. Asa, that's a new hand. Go for it. What's our final sum
of the hundreds.
The whole thing. Go for it.
The answer?
Give me the sum. Go ahead.
The answer is
Type it in the chat, guys. Quick, before he says it. Type it in the chat. Go ahead, Asa. Let's beat him.
756.
Oh, you did it. Nice job. Did everybody get? Yep, they got it too. Excellent. Let's celebrate. I agree. One thing that I notice that sometimes kids do is they don't write the carryover number. I've looked at your work. Sometimes you don't write the little new digit on the top. You forget to write it on the top. Can you make sure that you write it on the top for me of each new column that you are carrying that new digit over? Can you please make sure you write it on the top, please? Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys, great work. All right, now grab a piece of paper, grab a whiteboard, or you can write right on my screen if you can. Let me see. Maybe you can't. Let me double check. Yep. Now you can. How do you add 385 plus 468? Whoa. Using vertical addition with regrouping. And by the way, we're almost done with today's lesson. Mackenzie?
What's the equation again?
Oh, can you see my screen or did it go
Yep.
away?
I can see your screen.
Okay, way up on top, 385 plus 468.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. 385 plus 468. While you're thinking about it, I'm going to remind you of a few things. The first thing is to start. You can start with the greater number if you want to.
How are they writing on your screen?
Oh, don't unmute. Please don't unmute, especially when I'm giving out reminders. 385 plus 468. You can start with the greater number. You should definitely check the action. Make sure it is adding and not subtracting. And just like Mackenzie, line up your digits in a straight column. If they're wonky and in the wrong place, you're gonna mess up. Show me your new carried over digit. Just like Mackenzie, she's showing me her new carried over digit. Remember to add that new digit. And when you're all done, you can do two things. You can show me on the screen by holding up your paper or your whiteboard, or you can type it in the chat. And Mackenzie, thank you, love. All right, leave the room for the rest of the folks if they want to join. And let's see if they agree with you, okay? They're working hard. Look how hard they're working. I love that. Oh, they're typing the answers in the chat. Do you see it? Ooh, Isaac, love it. You lined it up. You showed your symbol, the plus. You showed how to regroup and carried over the new digit. Excellent job. Love it. Excellent. Thank you, Isaac. Okay, in 10 seconds, we're going to be done. I see a different answer pop up. Okay, so while you guys are thinking that through, I'm going to go ahead and draw on the screen. So I'm going to start just like Mackenzie did, but I'm going to start with 468. I always like to go with the bigger number first. I don't know why. It's a habit. It's a good habit. And then I'm going to line up my digits right underneath. You guys better check Mrs. Cruz. Sometimes she makes mistakes. Uh-oh. All right. Then I'm going to draw nice straight lines to make sure I lined it up. Oops. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Lined it up. Okay. It's getting wonky for me. Okay. Hey, what are you doing? What is Mrs. Cruz doing? No, don't do that. Hold on. It's gone crazy. That was pretty scary. All right, wait. I have to get rid of that. There we go. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Let's try another one. It's being wonky. Ay. Why is it doing that today for me? Why for me? Is it because everybody else is drawing on my screen when I said it was my turn? Is that why? Is that why? Somebody's going to get eaten today. No, I know why it's happening. Okay, hold on. I think I understand now. 468, 365? No, 385. Okay. All right, guys, it's time for you to all unmute. If you would care to give me some pointers, tips, what do I do first? Anybody? You can unmute now. What do I do first?
Oh, the thing that you have to do is
You have to start with the baby ones.
That's
Mackenzie.
right. Okay, good work. Keep talking, guys. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, I got it. Now what do I do?
You carry the 10 over to the 10th place.
Over to the 10th place.
Okay,
Yeah.
now what do I do?
7. No.
You
7
with the 1, and then 5 with the 8, then 6 and the 8.
Now add the
Now add
hundreds over to the hundreds place.
To the hundreds place.
Okay, then what?
You put it and then
You
and
put
then
it in
count
the class place.
Okay.
5 plus 3.
Count them all together.
Whoa. Miss Cruz, what are you doing?
Whoa, what happened?
Whoa, what happened?
How's that?
853.
853.
Check your answer in the chat. See if it's right. See if it's right. Now's a good time to change it. All right, the final answer is 853, and we are all done. So, you guys ready? We're moving on. If you said 863, did you count your tens wrong? Let's see. Let's double check the tens. This is the tens place, right? So what's 6 plus 1? That's 7. And 7 plus 8, well, 7 and 7 is 14. So 7 and 8 must be one more. That's 15. So there shouldn't be a 6 in the middle. How'd you get a 6, Abby and Asa? Double check your tens place. I always like to double check. Make sure that it's right. Okay, love bugs. We are going to clear the screen. And now let's finish up our work for the day. Okay, because we do have some things to do. So I better clear that. Clear it. Clear all drawings. Thank you. Okay. Now it's thinking. It says it's waiting.
I have it down.
Oh, self-assessment. Okay. What is the most interesting or most important thing you learned about adding 3-digit numbers with regrouping? If you were teaching a first grader, what is the most important thing you would tell them about adding with regrouping 3-digit numbers? What would you tell a little kid? Now you're the teacher. Frank, you type it in there for me? What is something that you think is super important to know about adding with regrouping 3-digit numbers? I can think of 100 things that are super important, but what is the most important thing? Asa?
To make sure your answer is correct,
How? What's one good way to make sure it's correct?
by checking it again.
Double check your answers. Very good. Double check your answers. Okay, he's got that one. I need some more. Let's see. If you do not look closely, you might not get the answer. That's true. If you're not really looking, kind of like making sure we have the right number of tens. I agree. Lining the numbers up. Who said that? Oh, that's a good one. Thank you, Addie. Double check your answers. What about remembering to carry the new digit? What about that one? Isn't that important? Wouldn't you tell a little first grader? Don't forget to add the new digit on top. What about check the symbol? Make sure you're adding when you're supposed to be. Make sure you're not subtracting when it says to add. Make sure you have your symbol circled. You know what to do. Is that important? Oh, goodness, here comes another one. Check the new digit. Yes, carry the new digit. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and 5, 4, 3. You're welcome to write in the chat too. I don't mind. Okay. Oh, see, that's a perfect example. 8 plus 5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He needs to check his answer, doesn't he? That's right, Asa. So if you have the wrong answer, if you didn't calculate it right, 8 plus 5 is 13. It's a good time to check your answer. Very good. Okay, let's finish up. We're finishing up. Check, check, check. Line up the numbers. I think that's the most important one. Okay, how confident do you feel in your ability for concepts? How do you feel now after today's lesson? Are you a little more confident with vertical addition, vertical equations, adding 3-digit numbers, using vertical equations with regrouping? How do you feel now? Mackenzie, where's my answers? Who's got an answer? Emmy, did you type it in? Ooh, look at that. Frank's got an answer. So how do these answers? What letter is the answer? Let's see. A, I need more practice. B, oh, A is like help. Help me. I don't know how to do any of this. B, I just need a little more practice. C, I totally have this and I can explain it. 5, 4, 3. Leon, where's your answer? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next. Thank you for learning with me. It's time for a game. So I am so excited. Let's make sure that if you have any questions, let me know. And secondly, if you need lots of help, please sign up for a help session. Okay. I'll be happy to help you. Now, Ava.